Hey guys, good afternoon. Lacey, Elliott here, and welcome to my channel. Currently in Canada, it's the May long weekend. It's raining outside here in Vancouver, but it is a holiday Monday. And I thought this would be a really great opportunity to share a little bit more about my process, or the process to get your PAL, which is your possession and acquisition license that you need in Canada to legally get a firearm and own ammunition. Now, I know I've been sharing my process because there are a lot of Canadians out there who feel the same way that I do. This is something that I've been considering for many years now, but was a little hesitant, a little afraid, if I'm being completely honest. But there's a lot of changes going on in the government and in the world, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to go through the process. And one of the things you need to do in order to get your license is to take the firearm safety course. I also thought that going through that course, getting the information, would ease a little bit of my fears. I really believe that knowledge is power. I know a lot of you watching these videos are in the same boat as I am and aren't really sure what the process is, and that's one of the reasons I'm sharing this. The other reason is I know that there are a lot of you out there that are really against guns, or maybe on the fence about gun ownership, and think that some of these changes going on in the government are a good thing because people shouldn't have guns. But what's been really eye-opening for me is that the gun owners here in Canada that are legally licensed, following the rules, and really, good gun owners, if that's the correct term, really have to go through a rigorous process to get this. And I want to let you guys know that I wholeheartedly believe the issues going on with firearms, the problems that we're seeing, and the reason the government wants to put a little bit more restrictions on it, it's not going to have a huge effect on the people that are following the rules, that are doing what they're supposed to do to get their license, because this is not an easy process. I had to sit through a 2-day course and pass a test to move on to the next step, which is the actual application form that I'm going to be showing you guys today. Now, this application form is super in-depth, and the Canadian government wants to make sure that they are giving these licenses to law-abiding, good Canadians. It's not like they're just handing it out like candy to anybody. Just put your mind at ease that gun owners here in Canada are going through a lot of rigorous steps before they get approved for this license. Let's just have a look here. I'm going to go to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police website. This is rcmp-grc.gc.ca. Okay, now as a firearms owner, once you get your license, it is your responsibility to be aware of any updates, any changes that you need to know or be aware of. And there's a point here that as of February 16th, the Government of Canada has announced further firearm-related measures. Now, I don't know what that's about. I'll have a look at that later. But if you are a gun owner, you have your license here in Canada, it's your responsibility that you know what these changes are. Let's go to the application form. This is an 8-page form, and it is incredibly detailed. You have all kinds of personal information, personal history. You can see here that the fees have been updated as of March 2021. There is a checklist here that's super important to make sure, if you're filling this out, that you go through everything that is required when you submit this. They need to know your name, if you've ever changed your name, including marriage. You need to have all of your contact information, proof of identity, home address, mailing address, personal history. So this personal history is where it gets really interesting and really in depth. Now, they want to know if in the past 5 years you've been charged or convicted or granted a discharge for any of these offenses. They want to know if you've been subject to a peace bond in the last 5 years, if you or anyone in your household has been prohibited from possessing a firearm, reported to the police or social services for violence, threatened violence, Or the last one that I think is really an interesting piece when we think about gun owners that they're asking is, in the last 2 years, have you filed a divorce, a separation, a breakdown of a significant relationship, or job loss or bankruptcy? Now, those of you that are following me on my other platforms, you'll know that the last year, has been really crappy for me. And this was one question that I wasn't really sure how to answer. But when I spoke to the trainer about filling in the application, they said it's better to be honest, give as much information as you possibly can. And I actually had to say yes. For me, I was living with a friend and things went sideways. And unfortunately, that relationship, we were working together, trying to work together, and that didn't go very well. The police have been involved. It's been a nightmare. Because of this, I did include the police file numbers and a little bit of an explanation with my application form. I didn't want anything to be a surprise, and always feel that as best as I can, honesty, integrity is imperative. They also ask you about your conjugal status, so a spouse or common law. They want to know that you took and successfully passed your Canadian firearm safety course. You also need to include references that you've known for at least 3 years. You have a photo, and someone needs to guarantee that photo. I submitted my application maybe a month ago now, but I have heard that the application process normally takes about 3 to 4 months, and people recently are finding it's taking closer to 5 to 6 months. At this point, I filled in the application. I'm just sitting and waiting. What I'm gonna do in the meantime while I'm waiting is go with Andy and Richard, who are both licensed firearm owners, and go to the gun range, go shopping, and actually get a chance to touch, feel, handle the different types of firearms out there. So I guess at this point, all I can do is just sit and wait. Thank you as always, you guys, for your support. If you haven't already done so, it would really help me out if you hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so you'll get notified every time I do upload a video. The story of my life, the things that are going on. I plan to get back into my trailer and do some traveling once COVID stuff adjusts or changes. And I am going to continue to have some conversations about what's going on in the world regarding COVID and gun legislation here in Canada. I really appreciate the conversations that people have been having, and think it's really important to share my views because they do go against what the mainstream media is saying. And a lot of you are feeling the same way. And it's important for me that you guys know you're not alone. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're happy, you're safe. And for those of you that have the day off, I hope you enjoyed it.